Hello, hello, hello. Waiting on this, Bo. So I thought I'd play a game while I'm waiting.
Get it out! Get it out! Get in there and fight, maggot!
Hmm.
Well done. Thank
And of course, there he is.
The frost wolves stand ready.
Hmm.
Extraordinary.
I'll get right on it.
What's up, dude?
Yo, stream's up.
I might want to put my headphones on. All right,
Stream's
what's up?
on.
Oh, so
Just
I
letting you
shouldn't
know.
pick my nose. Oh,
Well, nobody can see
should,
see you yet. So
okay. I should
I'm
I
playing
shouldn't
Hearth.
start explaining how I had to give my wife her shot tonight for the 30th time.
You sound like you.
It's not that gruesome though. It's like an everyday thing now. Well, dude, I was so nervous like the first couple times, but yeah,
You're old hat now.
dude, it's it's still just a process. But we got to do what we got to do. A week from today, we will know if we have twins or not.
Why do you call?
All right. So I'm looking for my Twitter shout outs right now. And we have that. Did you see? I didn't know if it was in the show notes or not. Did you see what Hearthhead put for Podcaster Day?
Yep, I did.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I was like, wow, we are recognized by somebody.
Someone.
Someone, one person. One person, right?
Did you?
The frost wolves stand ready.
I won't talk about this on the show. So except for now, you're not officially though. Did you see the schedule for BlizzCon? And did you see who is on stage at one point for BlizzCon and
No.
is doing their show live at BlizzCon on stage?
No way. Who?
The Instance.
Oh, very. Well, they deserve it,
They
dude.
do,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Absolutely.
Scott Johnson has put in.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm super excited that they're at least doing that. I mean, they
yeah.
deserve every bit of it. And you know, the
Do
funny
you
thing is,
remember when they got
he's never
items in the
been to
game?
BlizzCon.
What?
He's never. I mean, he's never been to Blizzard.
I was
HQ.
gonna say, I know he's been to BlizzCon because I saw
Yeah,
him.
I saw him last year. Yeah, I
You
mean,
met him.
I sat down and talked with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said on the show yesterday that he's never actually been in Blizzard
What?
and taken the
How
tour.
is that even possible? They made.
I know.
He has an item in the game.
I know.
That's yeah.
Yeah, pretty crazy,
That's
right?
crazy. Yeah. Yeah, he and his two co-hosts from back in the day. I guess they have items in the game too, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Randy Johnson, and was
is
it?
it?
Yeah, it
I-
was. It was. It was.
I thought it was the golfing guy, the guy that
Oh.
has the golfing
Right.
thing.
Randy Johnson and Dills.
Oh, interesting. I thought it was Terpster. I might be wrong.
It might have been Terpster.
Yeah, I thought it was Terpster. Yeah,
Well, Randy
'cause I
Johnson
thought
was his co-host back in the day.
the guy that does what's the guy's name that does the angry chicken?
What are you talking about? A Wines Roll?
No, the other kid.
Wines
The
Roll
kid-
and Dills do the Angry
Dills.
Yeah.
So Scott Johnson,
Be nice,
Dills,
be nice.
and Terpster.
Yeah.
I think they have items in the game. But man, Scott Johnson, oh my gosh. Of course, he should be on stage at Blizzard. All the work he's done I realize, Blizzard has never paid him, and this is a way for them to pay him because they need to pay that guy. He said way too many nice things about Blizzard Entertainment in general. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's his yeah, I think he got pants. It's like derp.
I thought Terpster got a
Derp.
shield.
Yeah, here it is. GURP's Perfect Arrow was Scott
Oh.
Johnson.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because he plays Hunter a lot, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Now that was it a trinket?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah,
It's a trinket.
Yeah.
Yep. Binds on equip, plus 31 critical strike, increases your agility by 156 for 20 seconds on use.
Yeah. And then I think Terpster got like a shield, and maybe the Dills got a pair of pants, maybe. Because I used to listen to the instance since day one. Scott Johnson's just amazing.
Nobody posted a comment on the item. It's an int shield. Okay, here it is. Terpster's sonorous shield.
Okay.
It's a 450 item, 206 armor, 19 strength or
Yep.
intelligence, 29 in stamina. 12
Dude,
base,
how many
30
years
passive.
ago was that? And I remember. That was years ago, and I remember.
And Dill's got primal leggings. Dill's
Dude,
primal leggings.
I got almost all three of them right. I couldn't remember what Scott Johnson got. That's funny.
Thing is, though, none of them have any text on them. Patch 5.0 when it came out. Okay. Well, we should do something.
Yeah. So I got my cold back this week because all I've been doing is working. Our school's community fair is tomorrow night, and all I've been doing is prepping for the art show that goes along with the community fair. So I have 550 self-portraits that I've been hot gluing to
550 pictures of you. Wow.
Yeah. I made the kids draw me. It's 550 portraits of me. I sat there and said, "Okay, kids, draw me." You know what? I need to do that next year.
You should.
Oh my gosh!
Well, you should do it.
Do
Period.
you realize? Do you realize how funny that would be? Have you ever seen the Hulk Espo picture that one of my kids made?
I don't think so.
I don't know if I posted it anywhere, but I thought maybe I put it on Twitter or Instagram or one of those social media sites. One of my kids 2 years ago made Hulk Espo, so it's my head on the Incredible Hulk's body, and of course it's a third grade rendering, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
But you see my big orange beard, and like it contrasts with the Hulk's green body. It's hilarious.
Wow.
It's so funny, but the proportions are spot on. Like little head, big body. You know, it's really funny. I have it up in my classroom. It's Hulk Espo. Some of the newer kids are like, "Is that what happens when you get mad, Mr. Espo?" I'm like, "No, you'll never know that I'm mad." They're like, "Oh, okay."
Oh yeah. Switch back over here to this. There we go. I'm gonna try something right back.
Hope my internet stays alive.
I hear you now.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something.
I almost texted you on Monday because the CenturyLink called my wife and said they were on her way out to upgrade her internet. I am not kidding.
I was gonna ask.
I am not kidding. So they literally came out again, and the guy came to my wife's door, and his face was just like
Is it the same
someone had
guy?
killed his dog. No, and different guy, but his face was like, you know, he had just basically killed all of our goats and all of our horses, and he was telling Leslie, right? So she says, "Let me guess, you can't upgrade our internet." And he's like, "No, ma'am, we cannot." And she was like, "Well, what's the reason now?" "Wait, I don't even want to know." And she slammed the door.
Really?
Oh yeah, she is livid. And I told her, I said, "You're not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to stress over it. Just leave it. Just let it go. Just let it go. Because we can't, no stress. She can't have any stress." So,
Well, that certainly doesn't help it. Having him show up.
yeah. But yeah. She's at the store right now because we ran out of the little circle band-aids that we put over top of where I give her shots.
Oh.
So I plastered a giant gauze pad with tape over it. But yeah, so no upgraded internet, and we don't know why. I obviously haven't had time to get on the phone because I have to devote like 3 hours if I'm going to get on the phone, because it's just, you know, they just send me circle around circle. And it's funny because they'll be like, we're going to forward your call to our such and such department where they'll be better, equipped to handle this. And I said, okay. I said, can you like somehow explain to them my story so I won't have to tell them again? She was like, I'll put a note in your file. So of course we get transferred, and this is every time. Every time we get transferred, they're like, "Hello, what CenturyLink? This is Doug. How can I help you?" And I'm like, "Hey, Doug. So what do you think you could do for us?" And he's like, "I'm sorry, sir." I said, "Well, what do you? I was transferred from your other department." I said, "She said you would be able to help us." He's like, "Well, I have to know what your issues are first. Can I get your account number?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he was like, "Yeah, I need your account number." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he, because he gets my account, then he sees all the notes, right?
And
Okay,
he's like, oh.
so I give him my account number, and he says, "Okay, sir. I see here that you're wanting an upgrade. Okay, we can do that." And I was like, "There's no notes on my file." And he's like, "Oh no, sir. We don't do notes on files." I said, "So I have to tell you my story again?" And he was like, "I'm sorry, story." And I said, "Let me start from the beginning. It was 2 years ago."
Let me start from the beginning. A long time ago.
We started with kite string. We upgraded to our own yarn. and then it was all just downhill from there. But yeah, so every time I get transferred, I have to tell the story again.
Saga.
And it's a saga. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass it down to my children, and they will go ahead and continue.
It's the legend.
It will be. It'll be, and they'll call CenturyLink, and they will continue the story, and it'll just keep going. We won't even need internet anymore. Like it'll just be in the air. You'll get, you'll be able to Google your favorite stuff just in your own mind. You won't even need the internet, and my kids will still be calling CenturyLink saying, "Can you upgrade our internet?"
Still asking.
It's horrible, dude. It's horrible.
Okay, I'm hit record.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's make a show.
You're listening to Legend of the Innkeeper, the Hearthstone podcast for casual players.
Ah, you're new here. Pull up a chair by the hearth.
Welcome to Legend of the Innkeeper. I'm Vestidius.
And I am Espo.
Greetings and welcome to episode number 160. It's, crazy, 160. I was talking to a fellow podcaster earlier today, and he mentioned, "Oh yeah, we're about to record our 100th episode." And I was like, "Yeah, we're doing 160." He's like, "Dude, been doing this a long time, haven't we?"
It's awesome, right, dude?
Yeah.
We've been doing it because you
That's
figure so 50 episodes is a year, about that, give or take.
Yeah, roughly.
Right? Yeah.
When you do it once a week.
We're past 3 years. This is crazy. And I don't know, what did we ever figure out exactly? I mean, we could obviously go back and look, but what episode
June. Sorry.
What episode did I come in on?
Oh, I never looked.
13, 14?
Somewhere around there. Yeah, something like that. Maybe we should one day create a wiki and document every episode with all the funny stuff that happens and when Espo arrived.
Yeah, and then put quotes in there from each episode.
Yeah, and searchable, and be able to go, what was? Oh yeah, that was episode 17.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But man, okay, this week, Hearthstone. I've been playing a little bit.
Dude,
I
I'm
didn't
happy
do well.
about that.
I ended
I'm
up at
happy
20
about
last month, and I worked my way back to 20 already, and I'm working on getting myself moving forward again, trying to slowly and pause. No doubt. Tell me about it. Yeah, Espa's wife called and he had to run and check on her because she's still going through her things and got to check on her first. So we had to pause for a moment while he checks on her. While we wait, how are you doing? Okay. While we're waiting on him, let me pull up the Hearthstone. Watch, he'll come back right as I start up.
You look dead tired. Come in, relax.
So I've been playing mid-range hunter this week and really pushing a little bit further on this. And I played a game earlier right before we started, and it was not good.
Rexar versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
Let the hunt begin. I can't do that.
Get the kitty.
Out of my jungle.
Let's do this.
Hunt alone.
Tap. Tap. Good play.
I hunt alone.
Doesn't always work this way, but so I can do 5 damage. See if I can get bear shark out there.
Tortola, preserve us!
Fuck joy. Just waiting on Espo to get back. He had to step away for a moment to check on his wife, who needed something.
Is someone injured?
And you're back.
How's
Can't
that?
hear you. There you are.
You have been.
I'm beating a priest in the Hearthstone.
Oh, jeez. All right. How's the podcast? I apologize.
Oh, I just stopped. I paused. I didn't know how long it was, so
Okay.
I just said, just stop. We're that early into it, so.
Okay. Let me go make sure she's okay because she just got home with the groceries, so I want to make sure she's all
Oh,
right.
okay.
So,
Yep.
because she's not
Yeah,
supposed
sure.
to be lifting heavy stuff, so let me.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Or you can wait while I beat another priest.
Rexa! Listen, Luther. I will fight with honor. Let the hunt begin. Well met. What? Greetings, traveler. Reporting for duty.
Thunder Thor.
All right. How's that? Goodness.
All good?
Yeah, she had to get juice and water and all kind of other crazy stuff. So, of course, she was trying to carry it all in by herself. So I apologize.
That's fine. I decided to play another one.
I'm sure it's just gonna be like, oh, hold on, one of the twins needs this. Oh, hold on, the other twin needs
Oh
this.
yeah, yeah.
But I'll have it down. I'll figure it out. I'll get it all figured out.
So I mean, I didn't kind of zoned out when you said something earlier. Did you say that you will find out later if it is, or you?
Yeah. So a week from yesterday, we go in for blood work to see. So 6 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and and they'll probably be able to say if both of them took or not, which is really cool.
I'm beating up on a paladin.
Okay. I would get into the game and watch, but my internet would probably drop out and I'd probably sound like a robot. Excuse me. Drank my water too fast.
I know what it's like waiting on you to play a game.
I know, right? Yeah, but at least you get to watch. I can't even watch. What class you playing?
Hunter.
Back to
Nice.
your
I think you
homes.
said that. I apologize.
Yeah, playing my mid range.
Yeah. It's fun. I heard that people were throwing bitter tide hydras in there, and I still can't. I can't get it to work. Either they kill it right away, or they steal it, and I don't get to do anything to it. They just outright kill me, or they just beat up on it and laugh as I take damage.
He's got the Sword of Justice out, and he also played the Sword of Darkshire, and I was able to kill that off with very little effort. Oh, he played a second one. So
Wait till he plays 3 Tyrians, and tell me how you feel.
oh, we're only on turn 6. Argent Protector.
I like when they play Stonehill Defender, get a Tyrion, play it, play another Stonehill Defender, get a Tyrion, play it, and then play their 3rd Tyrion that they originally put in their deck.
Great. Okay. Wish me luck. I'm hoping to have my destroy random enemy minion hit the Steward. Yes, it did. Clearing them off.
Good job, dude.
So AC and JC just got his golden wear.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. I'll hopefully I'll remember how many wins I have on my priest so far. I'm doing pretty good.
And he said next is the rogue, and that's the last one.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Although I am up to where I can't remember how many I have, which that's not a real problem, is it? Third world problems. Is that how they say it? I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah.
First, I don't know how they say it.
First world. Now we're going face. Gone down to 12, and I've got 12 on the board. Not counting my hero power. I got 14 on the board, but he's going to be able to take out. Oh, he's going to take it out with his face, though.
Reporting for duty. My shield for Argus.
Ooh, 2 taunts. Too bad it's not turn 10. I could play Deathwing.
Glory to the Sindori.
Come on.
Wait, you get to play Deathwing? You're kidding. You put Deathwing in your Hunter deck? That's awesome, dude. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you right now. Staying true to Legend of the Innkeeper. You gotta do it, right? You gotta put some
course.
kind of. You gotta put it in there. You gotta put it in there.
He's down to 5.
Like even when I net deck, like someone will say, "Hey, try this out." I always have to take a card out and put something crazy in there, like Lore Walker
Yes.
Cho or Nat Peggle, or most of the time it's Lore Walker Cho. Lore Walker Cho, oh my gosh. You drop him and people are just like, what?
No.
What is going on? I like it when you drop him early on and they can't remove him, and they're like stumbling over themselves trying to remove him. It's funny.
Oh, man. 5 Silverhand recruits on the board.
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake, he says. He filled his board. He can't play any other cards. He had to kill a card off to give one taunt.
Quickly.
So apparently there's a limit on my mobile data, even though it says it's unlimited.
Of course.
So the limit is once you hit 15 gigabytes, then they throttle you down to 600 meg.
Yeah.
Like I used to get like 10 down, now I get 600. But I mean, like, you know, instead of a full megabyte, I get 600. And yeah.
Okay, here's a moment of truth right here.
Oh, there's truth in Hearthstone?
Yes. He is at 2 health.
Kill him. I
I'm
mean,
at
you gotta
20
hear
I'm at 26.
it was just hero power.
Exactly.
Well played.
And he's got 2 taunts up, and he's like, what do I do? The victory is yours. He quit.
Do you have Rexar in your deck, or do you not have Rexar?
I do not have Rexar.
Oh, dude. Rexar. Oh. I can't say enough about Rexar. He is
Zero.
a beast. He is a beast. He
Ah.
makes beasts.
I get you what you
yeah.
doing there.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's awesome.
I'm done there. Okay. Zero's here now. We can actually start the show.
Well, you know what? Before we didn't have Zencaster running, so.
Well, I'm not really using it right now
Oh, okay.
because it's got limitations on it now or something, and it's
Whoa,
weird. It
hey,
won't update
that's not
lessons.
cool. Limitations.
Salutations and limitations. Okay. Let me now run to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is let's just pick up with our week in Hearthstone. Yowzers.
Sorry. I
With our week in
apologize.
Hearthstone.
How was your week in Hearthstone? Yeah, you started explaining your week. You actually said you played some games.
Yes. So let's try that again. Okay, starting off, let's talk about our week in Hearthstone. So I actually played this week. I know. Surprise, right?
I am
No.
very surprised.
Oh, come on. Well,
Were
actually,
you-
I
Were you dual boxing? You had PUBG on one screen and Hearthstone on the other.
no. I didn't do that.
You
I
said, "Rat, get my back. I got to play this card.
right.
Watch my 6. I'm gonna go ahead and drop Ragnarok.
Going in. No, I did play quite a few games. I ended up last season in rank 20. Unfortunately, just rank 20. And so, of course, you know, when you end up rank 20, you end up having to work your way back to 20 again because you only get a few
hmm
stars to get you. I think it's 6 stars to get you back. So you kind of at 23, and I worked my way down. So I did all my matches to get me back to 20. I am pushing 19 at this moment. Hey, that's quite a bit for the 5th. I'm already at 19, or I will be at 19
Yeah.
tonight when I play another match. So I'm pushing, man. I'm pushing hard. Really.
You're making that big push.
That's
Day
right.
5. I've got my card back. I'm good.
Day 6, I'm at rank 19. Day 7,
Think-
rank 19.
Dude, it's been a while since I've started
Put a significant effort.
at any less than rank 20 though. Like I've
Oh,
always
really?
Yeah, I'm always rank 20 or better. Because I always get rank 15 or better.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. Yeah. Oh, so you're saying you were always below 20.
Yeah, I
Yes.
never have to worry.
Right. Well, I didn't for a while there, but recently I've been a little distracted.
Yeah.
But last week was crazy, crazy busy. My wife was out of town for the entire week, and my daughter had to do a wedding that she was actually in the wedding, and she was doing the flowers for the wedding. So her week was crazy, and I
Yeah.
had to do all the assistance because my wife was out of town, and it was unexpected and just nuts, nuts, nuts. So last week was rough trying to get through and get your games in, but
Yeah.
so I've been playing Hunter, the mid-range Hunter. I've been having a good time with that. There's a couple cards I'm not comfortable with in the deck. They're just I don't feel right. I don't really like playing them that much. And one of them's tracking. It's a cool card, but it's one of those cards too. You're burning 2 cards. It could be something that you
How
really
many
need.
times have we talked about tracking?
know.
We always talk about. It's like every 5th episode we talk about tracking. But I feel you. I feel you.
I mean, it's got its usefulnesses in certain situations, but
Mhm.
I think overall, I'm gonna probably pull it out of there just because I feel bad playing every time. It's like, oh no, what if that brings out my Deathwing I have in my deck?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I have Deathwing in my Hunter
You
deck.
have to choose
right?
between Bear Shark, Deathwing, and Savannah Highmane. Right? I mean, what are you gonna
Yeah,
choose?
that would be the decision you
Yeah.
have to make.
Yeah,
right?
and that's for me every time. It's like Kill Command, Bear Shark, or Animal Companion. And
Yeah,
it's like,
and you're like,
why did I
no, I
play
want
tracking on turn 2?
all of them.
You know? Yeah, it's and that's like I said before, you know, we try to learn, you know, and I'd like to say I learned that tracking is almost like a later in the game card
Right.
when, you know, maybe you're searching for that one win condition that you haven't drawn yet,
Sure.
or that, you know, that one card that you know you need against a certain deck. So
In the game I played right before, while you took off for a minute ago, I ended up using it in that situation. I was down to the last. I could kill my opponent that turn if I was able to pull out a card that had charge or had gave one of my characters a buff, either through, adding extra attack or doing adapt.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need one of those 3 cards. If I can get one of those 3 cards that I have in my deck to do those things, so since this is for me, then I'll actually win this match. And so I used it and actually did not get what I needed, but I ended up beating the next turn. So
yeah, it's always good, like, you know, you play your tracking when you're kind of in a spot like that, when you're like, man, if I could dig and find my Kill Command, I got this. You know, I
Yes,
can go
exactly.
ahead and I can take out that taunt and then go to face with my minion and I'm good to go. You know,
Right.
but I would say it's safe. I think it's a safe bet in most matches, unless the other person's extremely aggressive, to play tracking after turn 5.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
unfortunately, the deck I built I used as a guide some of the existing ones that are out there on the leaderboards and stuff of being some of the ones that are really being played now. They actually included 2 of them. I'm like, no. I'll keep
Yeah.
1, but I'm not putting 2 tracking in there 'cause that's 2 cards that too much for me to have to grin and bear it, and I don't want to do that. So I have other cards I can put in place like Deathwing. I just put it there for nostalgia reasons, because Deathwing's he's cool as long as you play him right and don't play him the way I normally play them. So, anyways, I did that, and I did the Tavern Brawl this week, which we get to talk about on the show because we moved the show recording date, so that makes it kind of cool to be actually able to talk about an existing Tavern Brawl like we did last week. So we'll talk about that in detail a little bit more. But what about you? How did you end up with Hearthstone this week?
So, you know, last week was kind of weird because I was, you know, Leslie and I had our appointment. We were prepping for that, and then afterwards, you know, we were kind of coming off of it where she was on bed rest. So I kind of feel like I got a lot of Hearthstone in. This week, it's been getting ready for tomorrow's community fair at my school, where my kids have been making their self-portraits. So I got 500 some self-portraits. I'm going to be
500 portraits of you?
That's right. They're going to be They're gonna they drew me. Every kid drew a picture of Mr. Espo, so I was at the front of the room just posing.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
yeah, that was my pose. For those of you listening and not watching, I just posed in the thinking man's pose. But yeah, so dude, it's been. Let me see. Monday night, I think my wife thought I left her because I stayed at school till 9:30
Oh no.
doing. And what I was doing is I make these banners, and it's just the wide teacher paper that is on big rolls, and you
Yep.
roll it out to cover bulletin boards. So I make these 7-foot banners with the teacher's name at the top of each, and then all their classes self-portraits on 9x12. And making the banners is always the long drawn out process because I cut,
Sure.
14 feet at a time, fold it over, put a piece of twine with hangers on each end, not
Okay.
really hangers, but paper clips, so I can hang it, right?
Sure.
And then at the end of the fair, I give it to the teacher, and they have their classes self-portraits to hang in their classroom.
Nice.
So Monday night, it was banner making time. And with hot glue, twine, and paper clips, I just went crazy. Cranked up the Pandora and just, yeah. And then I switched over to my laptop because I was like, oh my gosh, I have my smart board with these speakers. And then, of course, once I switched over to my laptop, I couldn't hear my phone anymore. So it was like I saw my phone and all these missed calls. And yeah, my mother-in-law had to give my wife her shot because I get in the zone and start working. I don't know if you guys know me that well, but I get in zones sometimes and for what I'm doing, where I'm at, and what's going on, and kind of rant and rave. Well, that's the same way I work. So I just full steam ahead and don't get in my path. I'm gonna get to my my goal. So yeah, and then Tuesday came home and actually I think I went to sleep like immediately. And then Wednesday I worked, and then it's Thursday already. Wow. Yeah. So almost no Hearthstone, dude. I played very little. I think I made it to ranked 19. But I think I only needed 2 wins to do that. So I'm sitting also at 19. But the Priest, which is what I'm playing, I have a few different decks. And since we talked last week, I said, how do I not have Kazakus? How do I went to BlizzCon. They said, this is the new expansion coming out. I was all pumped for the 3 families, and I did not get the leader of one of the families. How can I live with myself? So I dusted all my cards and made Kazakus. So actually,
all your cards.
It didn't take much at all. Yeah. There was a few epics that I was like, wow, I didn't even know this was a card. And of course I had 2 of them. So I was like, I'll just dust one of them. That way I still have one to mess around with. So I dusted a few epics, and I dusted Professor Putricide. So I didn't even know I had opened him. That's how sad it was. I apparently opened him at some point, and I'm like, I'll never play this guy. So I dusted him, and it got me enough dust, and I made Kazakus. And I've been playing Highlander Priest, Resurrect Priest, and like a mech priest that I made up. It's very fast. So I don't even think you use anything dealing with priest at all. You just straight up use mechs and just go to face.
Wow.
But yeah, it doesn't work at all. But people seem to not know it's coming in wild, and they're like, what is going on? I'm confused. And then
what
they're
is
dead.
This thing? Yeah.
And then they're dead. Yeah, I play Nimrod's head in it too. So getting Voltron out is pretty fun. So you keep your mechs alive, play Nim's head. Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing Priest a lot, and I'm up to 311 wins.
Okay.
So not too bad, which I got. You and I both have Warlock and Hunter.
Yep.
And then I went the way of the Paladin. And then after that, I went the way of the Rogue, and now I'm working on Priest. So I currently have 4 golden heroes, and now I'm working on my 5th.
Okay.
So, but cool. Shout out to those guys out there that have almost I have over 7. I know there's a lot of you out there. Some of you probably have all golden heroes. So congratulations on that. That's a feat.
Yeah, it
But
is.
Golden Priest is pretty difficult. It's probably one of the more difficult. So all the others seem pretty easy. Rogue was a little tough, but yeah, Golden Priest is tough because the games are just slugfests.
Oh yeah.
It's just long, drawn out, 20 to 30-minute games.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, because I don't concede. I never concede. I think maybe in my life of Hearthstone, 3 concessions, maybe.
Yeah, the only way you end up conceding is when your internet drops. Or you time out.
Yeah, you
or
can
you
say that.
get out of range.
You can say that. Yeah. There you go. Is that really a concede though? I know I've hit the button before. So yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe-
hardly ever. I
maybe
usually
3
finish them out.
times. Yeah, maybe.
But you never know. You might actually turn things around. But there's times when it's just like, just kill me. Get it over with. Well, there is a little bit of news that's come out this week. I don't know if you saw this or not. I've already played with it a little bit and tinkered around, but BattleNet, that little tool you use to launch your games.
Yeah, we
there's
talked about it a little bit last week.
Yeah, they have the chat client that you can talk to your friends in chat that are all on your friends list.
Mhm.
And they've also recently added the ability for you to have voice chat, like for example, when you're playing Diablo 3 or playing World of Warcraft or everything, you can create groups and actually have voice chat with your friends and while you're playing these games. Pretty cool stuff. It's really cool they integrated that. Well, they've added a new feature, one that's been begged for ages. People wanted to be able to appear offline. It's coming of the client isn't. You were able to do that. Try it out. In your back client, up in the top left corner is the word Blizzard, and you will set it menu on the left. You will see a word at the bottom that says beta. Click on that, follow the instructions, and it will install the beta version, and you can switch back anytime. But what the beta version gives you is the ability to appear offline. It also has a new social tab that allows you to create and join groups. And these groups can have text and voice chat in them. You can create channels in those groups to have conversations based on certain subjects or topics. You can have groups you're going to be able to have groups that have certain levels of members in your overall group to be able to go through and join these certain channels. So there are features coming in the future for this that you're going to be able to enable. It's very similar to what you may find in other tools like Discord. We've done this with Discord. They're trying to kind of compete with that aspect. So I think we'll see this changing over time and adding new features. So something you may want to check out.
A Hearthstone guild like I have in WoW.
Yeah, definitely.
So it'll just be guild chat.
And you'll also be able to customize your profile to add social information, an avatar, and an About Me page as well.
Wow.
So some cool stuff coming with that. If you want to check it out, you can download the beta currently right now. I just installed it right before the show.
All right, Sebastius, if your avatar was a card art in the game, what would it be?
Ugh. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll have to think about it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, the obvious one is Deathwing, of course, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I figured. I knew yours before my own.
I mean,
mine might be GorillaBot A1 or whatever it is. Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like a silverback.
The other one I think of is, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Hold on.
Did I ever tell you the story? This has nothing to do with Hearthstone, but I have GorillaBot Silverback reminded me of it. I ever tell you the story about when I told my students, and it was an ongoing thing where I told them silverback gorillas were called silverback because they were secretly robots with fur glued to them.
No.
In their backs, the fur would separate because they were too big, and you would see the silver robot shining through.
Oh my.
And I had my students convinced that silverback gorillas were secretly robots in the Congo. and they
Wow.
were going home and telling their parents. It was awesome.
Great.
No,
No, I know the card I was thinking of
have
was
on kids.
the refreshment vendor.
Ah,
Funnel,
okay.
funnel cake.
Yeah,
funnel cake.
yeah, right. Even though when he throws things, they're chicken legs.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Is that true? Like, I think that's what I see. Am I
It looks like
seeing
it.
things?
I don't know. I don't look
When
close enough.
Because when you play the card, he throws funnel cake. He says funnel cakes, and he throws chicken legs. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's probably funnel cakes, and I like chicken more than I like cake. So yeah, I could be seeing things. But yeah, we I know we're all pretty excited about appearing offline, even though I'll never use the feature. I mean, now that we can see, I always felt bad because I go AFK a lot and I leave battle.net open. So I would always feel bad when someone would message me, because then I'd be like, oh man, I can't message them back because now they're offline. But now they have that new feature where it saves chat and you can send a message to someone that's offline and they'll get it when they come online.
Right.
So appearing offline isn't really that doesn't I mean, it's not really an interest to me anymore. It used to be, because you know, even though I probably would have never used it, I'd probably still walk away from my keyboard and people would try to send me messages, but that's because I'm forgetful. But you know, I can't really think of when I would use it. I mean, if I was into like tournaments and stuff where you have to, you know, you can't get messages, because if they something like if someone says hi mom to you in the game, that means that the other person has Leroy Jenkins in their hand, I think. So yeah, that's why yeah. I don't know. If you ever play in a tournament, they don't let you say.
They don't want you to use saying things because it'd be keywords they're giving you triggers.
Yeah, because if your friend tells you hi mom, then that means Leroy Jenkins is in your opponent's hand. That's
or they have lethal or something like that.
Oh, it's Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy, okay.
If he says hi dad, then that means he has Vicious Fledgling to coin out on turn 2. That's what that means. Yeah. Oh, I love this game. So. I love this game.
Well, speaking of loving this game, we're going to get to love this game in November, early November at BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Many of you were able to go this year. We kind of wish we could, but next year we're planning for it. So, but in the meantime, the schedule's been released. We now know what's going down, when it's going down. Well, not quite know what's going down, but we know what's going to be talked about. And there's a lot of really cool things on those panels that they've mentioned. But the important one we needed to know is that the Hearthstone panel, there's going to be a what's coming, what's next Hearthstone panel, which will happen right after the World of Warcraft panel. And I believe it's 1:45 in the afternoon. They'll be on one of the, I think it's the main stage where they have that. The interesting piece to it was the information that is listed on that is this. It says, greetings, travelers. Gather at the inn as the Hearthstone team gives you a look at what they're serving up next, and delve deep into how the year of the mammoth will come to a close. So there's a lot of interesting wordage in that.
That's right. Dead Minds with Vanessa Van Cleef. Here we go.
There you go. That's what I was thinking too.
New
the other key
card, Cookie.
The other key to it is that on the Year of the Mammoth slide that they presented at the beginning of the year, the third expansion that had a pile of gold coins on it, and there's a bag of gold in front of it. We talked about this last week. The Dead Mines idea kind of mixes with that, right?
Isn't that funny? Now, those of you listening probably think that Best Idiots and I talked about this before, but actually we haven't. So he and I had no idea we were thinking Dead Mines. At least I don't remember talking to you about it.
No, but that's totally, I had thought of it.
Yeah. That's funny that you and I are on the same page with that. But I mean, that's why we do a podcast together. But yeah, I totally thought Dead Mines. I thought,
well, you know why probably I went that direction is because of the next piece of news that we the rumor that was out there this week.
That led me, that helped a lot too.
This did. Okay. So earlier this week, this is okay. This is all rumor. This is speculation. This is not confirmed. We don't know anything more other than this has happened, and it's interesting. It happened. One of the voiceover artists who did the innkeeper in French posted a video of himself recording the voice for what may appear to be a new card, and he kind of says that it is a new card coming out for Hearthstone, and he named it, and the translation was tunnel rodent, something like that. It's kind of hard to name change, based on the language and all that. So and then, but I think the best part of the video is him actually doing the voices. Have you seen the video?
No,
You haven't seen the video. Okay. I don't know.
From what I understand, it's just a dude yelling into a microphone, and then you
Yeah,
see the
but he's-
picture that he's looking at, and it's a kobold, like saying, take candle.
Yeah, definitely. But the dude's voice, man, I'm telling you, the whole thing is crazy.
Well, I thought Hearthstone was crazy. I mean, have you played the game? It's crazy.
But the thing is that I think about it is crazy is that he doesn't. It didn't. His look, the look of the guy. He's an older guy, and he just doesn't embody the voice that comes out of him. When he actually does this, and this is the great talent about these voices.
I got
It's like, wow, that's an awesome talent. So it's just really cool to see him doing that. So check it out. It's in the show notes if you want to go watch. Somebody read the video before they got deleted because it's actually been deleted, removed. And we had this happen last year with one of the other voice actresses who had a list of names she had recorded voices for, and they got leaked in for the Japanese version, I think it was. So, and then that got pulled, and she was embarrassed. There's all kinds of mess with that, and so this is another situation. I don't know if it's a leak on purpose by Blizzard. They did this, throw it out there, or if it was something on its own. And
maybe.
You never know. You never know with this stuff. So
Could be.
And then the other big news coming from BlizzCon is they announced the closing act for BlizzCon. And last year we had Weird Al Yankovic. This year, the closing act is Muse. Are you familiar with Muse?
No.
Have you heard any of their songs?
No.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
But that's not I'm old, but
yeah.
I listened to one of their songs earlier, and it's really good. I was like, okay, this is not bad. Well,
I'm sure. I mean, come on, they're performing at BlizzCon, so they have to be. Good.
They performed at the Roman Olympics in the opening ceremonies.
Nice.
So, at least I think that's who it was. But anyways, check it out. It is a lot of fun, and yeah. Anyway, boom. So, next thing, big news is that there's a bug that's in the game that is going to be fixed on the next update that you should probably know about. It's not something that you'll see very often, but if you have a specific situation that happens, if you play Thrall and Deathseer, which transforms the minions on your board, and one of your minions becomes the unlicensed apothecary,
yep.
Then each minion that got transformed, other than the apothecary, will deal 5 damage to your hero.
I had to look this up after it happened. So I was playing. I had a shaman quest, and I was like, you know what? I've been hearing a little bit about this evolved shaman. Let me go ahead and see. So on, excuse me, on one of my other accounts, I did open Thrall the Deathseeker as my Death Knight because you get an automatic Death Knight when you open up, or when you defeat the prologue. So I got Thrall Deathseeker on like Espo 4 or something like that, one of my other accounts. So I was like, let me make an evolve. So I did it. And
it's Deathseer,
of course,
by the way.
Okay. And yeah, this guy happened. And I was like, what is going on right now? Whoa, that's crazy town. So I did a little Google searching and found out that not exactly working as intended. And I was like, wow, that's kind of nuts. I like it though. I like it. Like Yogg Saron. When you play Yogg Saron, you might get killed. You might get a pyroblast to the face. It might happen.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? When you play your Death Knight, as a shaman, you might die. I mean, it's just you've been deemed unworthy, and you must die.
Apparently so.
I mean,
Apparently-
and that was just like I thought to myself, I thought they should leave this because this is the way it should be. It should be a roll of the dice. I mean, sometimes when you play with death, you die.
Wow.
Well,
I've seen the videos of this happening.
Maybe I'm cruel.
Well, I've seen the videos of this happening. I haven't actually seen it in person, but
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah,
I experienced
that was
it.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's cool that you got to
Well,
do
I didn't
it.
die. I want to say I only took like 3 hits, which is 15 points of damage, which I was surprised. I was like, what is going on right now? It's boom, boom, boom. I'm like, whoa, that doesn't seem right.
That's not right. Yeah, that shouldn't happen that way.
Yeah, craziness.
Well, that will be fixed on the next update. So
That makes me sad. They need to just leave that in the game because you know what? Like I said, it's karma. I mean, it's a death knight. Come on, what do you want? You know, you really
So-
didn't expect to die.
you're already dead.
This is true.
So dying
like
again.
like in the prologue when you fight as Jaina and then you die and you come back as the Frost Lich Jaina, right?
Yep.
So you have to die.
That's right.
I don't know. I just I think the
Well-
continuity is loose with the Death Knights.
Well, Mike Danae also had a conversation with another resource out there on the internet and had some really interesting things to say about the Frozen Throne's impact to both the meta and specific cards. And here's some of the things he talked about. He said there's lots of variance during this whole Frozen Throne expansion, that all 9 classes are viable and they're doing really well. After you nerfed all the cards Druid was using, because up until that point, they weren't. So, yeah, I think I agree. There are a lot now of variety out there. Lots of different classes, lots of different cards going into that. Everybody decided, oh, we can't play Druid anymore, so let's try something else now. And so it kind of reset the settings. So, and it's important that players feel comfortable playing their favorite classes and doing well. So, yes, I agree with that. Spreading Plague seemed weaker internally. So on the latter, you see a higher representation of aggro, and the Spreading Plague is very good against aggro. So when we were playtesting, we played a wide variety of decks. We played control, mid-range, combo, and aggro, and in that environment, Spreading Plague actually seems a lot weaker. So that was probably part of the problem there. So I wonder if that's going to change the way they test going forward. You're muted.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And then he talked about a couple specific cards. His Barnes causes big swings and high variance in an unfun way. However, it will eventually rotate out. So they don't plan on doing any changes to Barnes. They're going to leave it in there,
Yeah.
which is good. And Raza the Unchained and Shadow Reaper Anduin were potential targets for nerfs. You're shaking your head.
I don't think they need to nerf those 2 cards.
Yeah, I agree. And then ultimately, Raza plus Anduin is really hard to play. So he thinks the power level of the deck is pretty good.
Yeah, and that's so I didn't read that next part, but that was my thought because you have to build a Highlander deck,
Yes.
you know, and to make those 2 cards work. And it's just it's a difficult deck to play. Sometimes guess what 2 cards are on the bottom of your deck, and I've had it happen more than once. You know, you pull out Shadow Reaper and then you pull out Raza as your last 2 cards. Well, you're already in fatigue and it's too late. And yeah, so
Of course.
you're doing 2 damage a turn. Your fatigue is
Yeah.
doing more than that.
Yes.
So
no doubt.
yeah,
Okay, and then the last big bit of news is that there's the Choose Your Champion is going again. So you can get the option to choose which champion you think is going to win the Winter League, is it? And the
Winter
got the-
League.
whatever, the World League thing.
What?
The end.
This will be the summers.
This is
Right.
really still the summers.
I think so.
I mean, it's changed to October now. I just think when you think October, it's winter. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I think this is the HCT
Yeah, it is. It's summer. Yeah, whatever.
Hearthstone Championship Tour summer.
Yeah, this is the
final.
one that's going to take place in the new BlizzCon arena, right? Blizzard Arena.
Maybe.
Yeah, so this is gonna be the first major event that takes place. One of the first major events that takes place in the championship arena. So,
I could be totally wrong. I don't.
yeah, no, it is. It's
unfortunately-
confirmed. Summer Championship finals in the summer HCT
Okay.
events.
I don't follow it that close. I
Well,
just
did you
know
vote
there
for
was
your? Did you vote for yours yet?
I'll talk about that later.
Okay. I voted. I picked mine.
Good job.
And out of this list, we mentioned them already last week, but I'm going to read them anyways. Group A: Trunks, Old Boy, now Gwen, now Guidan, Tom
Now
60229. What?
Now Guiden.
Now Guidan. Tom
G-U-I,
60229.
Come on, Guiden.
Purple in Group B: Purple, Ua, Amy KS, and Jason Zal. Group C: Surrender, Yay, Tears, Omega Zero, Orange. Group D: Pavel. Come on, correct me, Pavel. Baizi, Coco Sasa, and Empanizado.
Good job, dude. You
Empanzado.
hacked and slashed your way through
Yes.
that list like a true warrior.
That's right. So yes, I picked my hero, or my pick for the end. I'll give you one guess. If you can guess it.
You picked Pavel
How did you know?
because we saw him win the world championship.
Yeah, that dude's actually pretty good.
We
He
were
pulled
in
it
the
off
front
pretty
row.
well. So, no, some of us were on stage.
you-
Okay.
Well, this is true. Some of us were on the stage,
Yes, and Basie is the first female to make it to a seasonal championship.
and I like that. I
Congratulations.
think that's really
I do
cool.
too.
Yep, I thought it was Secret Amy at first, but yeah.
Yeah.
What was her name? I can't remember
I
her
don't
name.
remember.
Yeah, and it ended up either being Eloise or Renad. I couldn't remember who. Secret Amy.
Renad. Magic Amy. Magic Amy.
Magic Amy. She was a secret though.
That's right.
Oh goodness. So, well, since we are
Yeah, she was
Thursday
Eloise.
now, which
you
I
didn't
really
say-
liked it.
You didn't say who you
way.
picked.
I'll tell you in a little bit.
What?
So, you gotta be patient, dude. Be patient.
I'm not patient.
So I like being on Thursday because now I get to talk about the Tavern Brawl before it is gone. Hey, last week there was this Tavern Brawl,
Right? No doubt.
So this one is a peek to the past, and it's pretty cool because you have to build a deck using cards from the basic and classic sets, and you're not allowed to use orange gemmed cards, which are legendary, or the purple gemmed cards, which are epic. So only blue, and I guess they're white or clear, or no gems.
You can't
which
use
is the no
blues.
gems. Yeah,
You can't use blues.
Yeah.
Basic and classic.
SI7 agent is a rare, and you can use him. You just can't use epics
Oh.
or legendaries.
Okay, I was
No
thinking-
epics, no purples,
Never mind.
no ambers, no or oranges, whatever you want to call it, whatever color you say it is. So yeah, you're allowed to use topaz, cobalt.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah, pretty cool. I know Warlock is doing pretty powerful in this because drawing is huge. I don't know if you ever played a game of Hearthstone, but drawing cards is a pretty big deal.
especially
so
back in
if
the
you're-
day.
Yeah, so if your hero power draws you cards, do it. So Warlock is pretty good. Hunter's pretty good. And
I won this with Priest.
yeah. Did you win it with Priest? Good for you.
Yeah, I did.
Good for you.
Yeah,
That makes me proud.
I stocked up on a lot of beefier minions in the deck and
Keep 'em
stole
alive.
lots of steals
Ooh,
best I
yeah.
could, and ended up by about turn 8, I started popping big old guys on the board, and my opponent said, "Oh, I can't deal with that." And that
Yep.
was the issue: is you can't deal with it. There's a lot of cards. It's hard to really get rid of that. So, and I also teased out a lot of their removal using some medium type cards that were uh, cards that are going to give a threat, but at the same time weren't my major.
Did you play some Joe and Yetis?
Actually, I did not.
Some Sengen Shield Masters?
Don't remember.
Yeah. Those are some OG cards. Those are some OG cards. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's I don't know, for the new player, it's kind of tough because you probably only have Frozen Throne cards and Ungoro cards. Not a lot of the classic set cards. So you have all your basic cards, hopefully. You get your basic cards by leveling all of your heroes up to level 10. Once you get to level 10, you've earned all the basic cards. And then after that, you start getting golden basic cards, which is pretty cool. So if you get your hero up to level 60, then you have all the basic golden cards in that set for that class and in the collection too. So but yeah, pretty cool stuff. I enjoyed it. Actually, it's I don't know. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I haven't won yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no wins yet.
Well, yeah, and I had a real chance to play this week, so
Played it 3 times.
Oh, okay then. I played it once.
There you go. Good job. That's what I said. I'm proud of you because I didn't win yet. But then again, I've played Warrior because I had a Warrior quest, and I played Hunter just because I was like, oh, I can't win with Warrior. I'll try Hunter. Wow, I didn't win with Hunter either. So, and 2 out of 3 times I faced a Warlock. So,
of course.
and I knew Warlock was going to be pretty powerful because, card draw is very important. But
well, yeah, it is an interesting concept to really dig into this one because you do have to think completely differently than you do in today's environment, today's cards. You have to think back and realize that these cards are the ones that are not, they don't have a lot of tricks to them. They're not doing a lot of different manipulations to cards. It's very streamlined. It's vanilla in an aspect.
And it even feels vanilla, which is
it
good.
Does. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So I did like this one because it was a little challenging to think back early days and say, how would we do this in early days and what cards were going to make most sense in that. And of course, like you did say, I did include several card draws plus thought steal and mind games, pulling cards from my opponent and pulling cards on my side of the board from their card, because that's another benefit too, is that many of the cards that you're playing are going to have low attacks.
Yeah.
That your opponents are playing. So I'm able to steal those cards from on my side of the board and remove some of their minions too. So it was quite interesting experiment. So
yeah, the card draw is something you definitely want, and we talk about this. Every once in a while we'll talk about building decks. Make sure your deck is on curve. Make sure you have a couple cards to play on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. You want to be able to have some board presence on each turn, especially in this vanilla type brawl. This is the classic. This is the old school stuff. You want to have a board presence because there's not a lot of removal out there. So being able to have something on the board substantial, like a Boulder Fist Ogre, could win or lose you the game. And then having that mind control late game, if you can make it go late game, to steal that Boulder Fist Ogre or to steal, somebody's, Tundra Rhino, so they can't get all their beasts flying at your face when they throw them on the board is good. So, yeah. Which is what I tried to do with my Hunter. I tried to play Tundra Rhino and throw a bunch of beasts out there, but there's you're limited. You're very limited with what you have. So I tried to do little trickery with the Unleash the Hounds and the Scavenging Hyena and all that jazz. So back in the day, sometimes you could get the Unleash the Hounds with Starving Buzzard when Starving Buzzard was 2 mana.
Yep.
And I was sad when I looked through my collection. I was like, oh, Starving Buzzard. You used to
I'd love to play that,
awesome.
but yeah, it's not going to work.
Be so awesome. Dude, Starving Buzzard was so awesome. Oh,
You know
my
what I
gosh.
saw a lot of though was
It's
the
good
res-
to see
the resurgence of Knife Juggler.
Oh yeah, I definitely played Knife Juggler. Knife Juggler is awesome. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, it's a pretty good brawl. It was fun for those of us that have been around since beta or been around since the beginning. We remember the good old days when these are the only cards we had.
Right.
So cool stuff.
The card I ended up stealing. Let me see here. The classic, basic, and divine shield.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
Argent Squire on turn one was always pretty cool.
Oh, it was a Sunwalker.
Sunwalker.
He's a taunt divine shield. 4/5 minion.
Oh yeah.
I ended up stealing that
for 6
my
mana.
opponents
Yeah.
for 6 mana. Yeah, he played that and I stole it with a mind control, and that actually
That's
won
a
the game.
strong card, dude. And it's only a rare, so you can play
Right.
it. You know? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's pretty fun. So yeah, enjoy it. Go for it. Check it out. It is one of those that you do have to build your own deck. And it is cards you have, so that's one negative to it. Same time, it's still a lot of fun. I think you may have an advantage that you wouldn't have in a lot of the other builds because you should have these cards, or you should have a big chunk of them, or you'll have all the ones you need to actually get things accomplished in those cases. Which you tend to get a lot of classic packs if you're playing Tavern Brawls all the time, because that's the pack that they give out every time you win a Tavern Brawl.
Yeah.
So
Good stuff.
okay,
Dude,
well,
I'm
cool.
excited to play some Hearthstone, but I don't know. I got so much to do. It's insane.
Well, that's okay. You got time. You got some more time because you got gold to save. As we were talking about last week, you need to start saving your gold now because it's
That's right.
just enough time for you to have enough gold saved up for the expansion that's coming out towards the end of this year and probably gonna be out shortly after BlizzCon. So make sure you're saving the gold. Put it aside. I saw some people talking about it already in Reddit, doing the same discussion, and people were saying how much they've got. You know, there's 3,900. Some people were only at 800. One dude was at 8,900. You know, he's like, "Is that going to be enough?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, dude, you'll have plenty. You're gonna get plenty of packs of that. You'll almost 100.
Yeah.
And if you keep going, you're gonna have 100 packs you'll be able to open. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
don't
If he's at
fret.
8,900 right now, he'll do it. He'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't
Last
fret.
week
If you
I
don't,
averaged like
just work on it.
100 gold a day. But yeah.
Yeah, I got a little ways to go. I'm at 600 was it 1,600. So I got a little ways to go on mine, but I'll keep working at it. I won't have near the amount you do, but every little bit helps. Every little bit helps.
Yep.
So okay, well, no iTunes reviews this week. No emails came in. However,
All right, so I was challenged.
I saw
apparently.
that.
How about that? I'm super stoked though. I think we can do this. Rez and I've done this before, and we've had a lot of fun with it. So I like this because he put a neat spin on it. Well, not a neat spin, but a neat name for it. So this is a challenge. He says, wait, who challenged me? Because I forgot to put that on here. I think it was it Wayne?
I think it was Wayne.
I apologize, Wayne. I copied and pasted straight from Twitter. Forgot to get the name. But it says challenge for Espo. 48K dust versus 48K dust. So when I first saw this, I was like, what does this mean? Well, if you think about it, and if you are good at the math, it's an all orange brawl, 30 legendary deck battle. He says, I can build one. You? Yeah, I can build one. I don't know that I could pilot it though. I know I could definitely build one, but I don't know about piloting it. So we shall see. I will get with him in game within the next week. We'll work something out. So if Wayne is listening, because I'm pretty sure it's Wayne, if he is listening, I hope he's ready. because I will definitely have Lord Walker Cho in my deck.
Wayne Wells.
It-
That's
that
it.
w- yeah, that will happen. And I'm gonna do priest because I want to do Confessor Peltress.
Right.
In that way, anytime I use my hero power to heal one of my other legendaries, I get another legendary. So yeah. But
And
the thing is, so it's all
Malcazar.
legendaries.
Malcazar.
Yeah, I can do Prince Malcazar. Yep. But it's all legendary, so that means no mind control, no entomb, none of that jazz. You gotta find those cards, that give you tools. So we'll see. We'll see. Prince Malchazar will be good. Confessor Peltress will be good. Lyra the Sunwalker, or is it Sunwalker Lyra?
Mm-hmm.
She would be good, but guess what? You got to play a spell. Well, if your deck's all legendaries, I don't know of any legendary spells except for never mind. I know, but I'm not going to say it on air because okay, yeah, there are legendary spells out there. Whoops, let out my secret. All right, we'll get this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna go build the deck after I check on my wife. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think your biggest trick, are you gonna have enough legendaries in your collection? Do you think to get 30 cards?
Oh yeah, I do. There's no doubt. Yeah.
So you have 30 legendaries.
Especially, oh yeah, no doubt. Because I want to say, man, even before I probably have 30 legendaries just in, well, I don't know about the basic collection, or the classic collection, but I've got quite a few because I mean every legendary I've wanted I got, so, and I've wanted quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rez and I have quite the collection of legendaries that we play with. I have all the meme legendaries. I have all the good legendaries. So, yep. All right, definitely not putting patches in that deck though. So he's
okay. I've got 30 legendaries in just my class alone.
Yeah. It's not going to be difficult. I mean, we're so deep into Hearthstone that there's
28 neutrals.
Yeah, so you almost
it's just one of those things. It's like, I've never actually counted how many legendaries I have, so that's an interesting thought.
I got 10 in my head right now that I'm going to be throwing in there. So
cool.
Just keep your head on a swivel, Wayne, because I'm coming at you.
Okay, sounds good. You'll have to keep us updated on
35 legendaries. and whatever Confessor Peltress brings me.
You should probably record it.
Yeah, we can do that.
That way you can.
I'm gonna send him a message and see when we can do this, because I would like to record that and maybe make it legit. Have Rez make up a thing. That would be cool.
That works. Awesome.
So, all right, okay, and then I also, and this is why I wanted to save it for later. Will on our Facebook group says, "Choose your champion," and Will chose Pavel. And I chose Orange.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I chose Orange. So yeah, okay. Orange, not too bad. I think he'll be okay.
Now, the way this works is that if they win their games, which their sets, they can win up to 4 games, and you get a pack for every game they win.
Yeah. So if they win their set, not just one match,
right? The set,
like their whole,
Yeah, if they beat their opponent completely and go to the next opponent.
Yeah. So let's say Orange goes up against yay, Tears. And he beats him, then I get 1 pack.
Correct.
And then if he goes up against, Pavel, and he beats him, not just 1 game, but the whole entire series, then I get a pack.
Correct.
And then if he goes up against Tom Fruit Loops, then I definitely get a pack, because Tom Fruit Loops is not going to beat Orange. So.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't do numbers very good. So, the Fruit Loops are colors, and I enjoy
Okay.
colors.
Well, cool. We'll look forward
I
to
don't know
seeing
what
that
I'm saying.
tournament. It's
I'm
coming
out
up.
of it.
It's coming up in just a few weeks. Actually, 2 weeks, I believe it is. So get ready for that. Watch it. It'll stream it on Twitch as they usually do, and watch every single battle and cheer your hero on. So, or your
Do it.
your winner. So,
That's right.
well, that wraps up this week. I think we're done here, and next week we'll be back and check it out. You can get the show notes on our website at legendoftheinnkeeper.com, and you can check out the links to everything we talked about and notes and such. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and hopefully you will enjoy the show, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Good job, team.
Okay.
Good deal.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, thanks to everybody that was in Twitch chat. Sorry I couldn't be in there.
That's okay. We had one guy in there that was annoying.
Oh,
I had to
geez,
ban him.
I'm sorry.
I had to ban him.
What was up with that?
He kept putting in an unkind phrase, and yeah, he was fine at first. The first thing, except well, he's sort of fine at first. First thing he said as he came on the channel says, "This is the worst episode ever." Well, that's when you were away. I'm like, yeah, hold on, chill. We'll be back shortly.
No, because it was just you. He's like, this is
Yeah.
the worst. Oh no. Well, you know that's not true because usually it gets worse when I'm on. All right.
And then he came back and a little while later started saying things, and he said it multiple times, and then I had timed him out, and he said it again, and I banned him. And now he's just sending me a message directly saying, "Please unban me. I'm sorry." Like,
What?
nah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What in the world? Please
I don't-
unban me? I don't.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
No, sorry. You had your chance, and then you pushed it again.
Right? That's weird. All right, I'm gonna build this legendary deck real quick.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna run because I gotta do a few things before I have to actually work for another little bit work-wise.
All right.
So
Yeah, I actually let me go check on Les.